Here's a review of FS2 Crew Majestic -8 Q400 Special Bundle Pack. Now this package provides you with a first officer who follows standard procedures for the Q400. It is a professional package. That means it samples for you a highly trained first officer who gives you real-world feedback on the standard operating procedures of the aircraft. So he handles all of the engine controls, all of the everything that is associated with the first officer's duty according to the training manual, the operations handbook of the Q400. He does that. So his flow will begin with his glare shield, his CDU, his side panel. Nothing is of this concern for the pre-flight for the above. So exactly what you would expect from a real standard operating procedure for a first officer of a Q400, he does. So we can now do the pre-flight. I will show you the features. This is the user interface for the FS2 Crew Majestic -8. This shows you where you are at. What stage are you at the procedure. So upon entry of the first flight for the day, we'll do the 24-hour checks. So you have a button that is assigned to your joystick, right? The manual explains to you how to set it up. So you do your 24-hour checks.
24-hour system checklist, please.
Engine fire detection.
The new edition 3.5 has provided us with a captain voice set. So not only do we have the first officer voice there, but we now have the captain voice. So we will run the pre-flight events and see how that works. Now this is exactly the way the real Q400 is operated. They even provide you with a checklist that is used in real-world airlines. So you have your iPad or your tablet or your phone, and you load the checklist there, and you follow it with the first officer. So this is the timer, and this 30 minutes counts down for the pre-flight period of the baggage loading and so on. During that countdown, the flight attendant will approach you to load the passengers and so on, and you could easily, if you don't want to wait 30 minutes, you could just click on it.
I'm out for the walk around.
And it will reduce the time. So you will just heard that the first officer has just went for his walk around. He will come back at a certain time at about 21 minutes and do his pre-flight check. I will show you.
Hi guys, do you mind if we start boarding now?
You press the button that says functions on this side are one button, functions on this side are another button. So you press yes.
Yes, you can start boarding.
Thanks, I'll be back with the load sheet later.
In this, you can have different voice sets. There's the US, UK, EU, US2, UK2, Italian, and different voice sets. This is literally the first officer sounding differently, right? So let's try the Denmark one.
24-hour system checklist, please.
Engine fire detection.
See? So there are that many voice sets for the same functions. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Right, these are just the settings. Alright, so I will assume that this is not the first flight of the day, but I will just show you the 24-hour checks, right? So you do the fire detection test that is up here, and you just call out. You just press the button that is associated with the call out.
Test it.
APU fire detection.
APU fire detection. That is this. Engine fire detection. And he has simulated it in call response and call setup.
Test it.
Baggage smoke warning aft and forward.
Test it.
Stall warning test 1 and 2.
Alright, so that goes through the entire sequence of the tests. So now, one obvious flaw that you will see is that even though the first officer is simulated on a walk around, you can still do the callbacks and the checklists and stuff with him. But that is I see that is throughout the entire FS2 crew product portfolio. It doesn't really make a difference. That doesn't really matter. So this can also be voice control. You could also do voice control if you like, but I don't use that one. Turn that off. Right, the hard mute is if you have your voice control and you don't want to allow the voice that you speak to cause any changes, so you mute it. Right, so this is your briefing. Departure briefing. You select whether it's a gate or a stand you're departing from.
Okay, I'm back from the walk around. Everything looks good.
Now that he's back from the walk around, he will now do his sequence. His pre-flight sequence, so you see the changes happening in the aircraft. I'm not familiar where he starts his from. I believe it starts from right here on his side panel, and then he gets up to here, and he also test the TCAS. He tests the radar. He changes his CDU. Right, so back to the departure briefing. As DX is that transponder feature where the airport has a radar that detects traffic on the ground, so that air traffic control can provide better direction of traffic on the airport. Right, so you see that his pre-flight checks are being set up so the features will be stalled during that time. So flaps will be 10, departure type, vectors, takeoff power. He sets this so you use your takeoff power 85%. You want bleeds to be off, so upon entry to the runway, he will take off the bleeds below the line. Concerns, whether none. So now you have to play the brief, okay? So when you're ready for departure brief, the captain will explain it to the first officer. So I'll do that now.
Are you ready for the departure briefing?
Go ahead.
This will be a standard left seat departure. We are at a remote stand and no pushback is required, so I'll be starting the engines. The departure runway and taxi route will be assigned by ATC. For the taxi, this airport does not use AZDX, so leave the transponder off for taxi. PF nav source for the departure will be heading select.
Terrain.
NIS is required. We'll use level 1. As for the takeoff plan, we'll use flap 10. For the rating itself, the departure will be ATC vectors. We'll use RTOP 85% for the takeoff power. And the bleeds will be off. Okay, now for the safety brief. Any abnormality part 80 knots, I'll stop the aircraft on the runway. After 80 knots, I'll stop for an engine failure or fire. Anything after V1 will take it airborne. You let the tower know that we've had an emergency and we'll need straight out. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Okay, departure briefing's complete.
Okay, so one flaw of this is that if you don't, you have to play that departure brief every single time. In every flight. So if you don't feel to hear that voice all of the time, and the first officer reaches to the point in the checklist where he asks you if you did the departure brief, and you say yes, he will ask you if you're sure, and that it happens every single flight. But obviously the user does not want to always have to play that departure brief. But yeah, that can be an update that comes in future. But it is the only weakness that I've seen in this package. You have your approach brief, but we'll do that on the approach. So he has finished with his originating checks, so you see that there is now the ability to do the before start checklist. I can run up checklist with him now. Let's look at this one now. Now every time you use this, it pauses. It's a nice addition. Oops. And he really disconnects the GPU, I did not know that. GPU connect. GPU disconnect. I didn't know that it actually disconnects it, you know. Okay, reconnect the GPU.
No.
That's interesting. Alright, so what's the meaning of that again? Video marshalling. Alright, so I'm going to do my originating checks and pre-flight checks now, and I'll get to the before start checklist. But you want to do the before start checklist at the end of the boarding and when you're ready to close the doors, because it requires you to have the ground pins disconnected uninstalled. Alright, I have just finished my originating checks and pre-flight checks, so now I will now invite the first officer to do our before start checklist. You see the time is now reached 4+ minutes, and the flight attendant has finished loading, and she has given me the briefing, the loading sheet. So now I will now invite the first officer to do the before start check.
Before start checklist.
Stand by. Originating checks flow.
Complete.
Complete. Gear pins. Stowed. Pre-flight checks.
Complete.
Complete. External power APU voltage.
See here.
On check, 24 volts.
Circuit breakers.
Check.
Checked.
Checked. Escape hatch.
Closed.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Flight guidance control panel. Set. Fuel quantity. 6,4,8,2 pounds on board.
2091 pounds required. You would not say that.
Checked.
Hydraulic number 3 pressure.
Check.
Check 3000 psi.
Emergency brake pressure.
Park checked.
Power levers.
Disc.
Condition levers.
Fuel off.
Emergency light switch.
Arm.
Fasten belt switch.
On.
On. Departure briefing.
Complete.
Complete. Before we start, checklist complete.
Right. So we are now time plus 3 minutes. T plus 3 minutes, and let us to just make sure the aircraft is set for engine start. It's
Alright guys, everyone's seated, we're all buttoned up and ready to go in the back.
Thanks.
If you need anything, just let me know.
So it automatically closes the exits, and I am now ready for engine start. So I will do the before engine start flows, which is available on the checklist.
Engine start checklist to the line, please.
Battery master main auxiliary standby.
On.
Doors, fueling lights.
Closed and out.
Anti-collision light.
Red.
Engine start checklist completed to the line.
Below the line, please.
APU bleed.
Off.
Engine. Clear on 2.
Clear on 2.
Engine start checklist complete.
So now I will start the engine. Let's have a look at that video that Marshall. It was starting engine 2.
Starting 2.
Check.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Airline, we would like to welcome you on board of our Dash 8 Q400. The flight time
Clear on
today
1,
will be
starting 1.
approximately 2 hours.
Check.
Would you please fasten your seatbelts and refrain from smoking? If you want to use any electronic equipment, we would kindly ask you to contact us first. For takeoff and landing, these devices must be switched off, and the cellular phones may not be used during the entire flight. We wish you a pleasant stay on board.
Okay, so we will now do the after start check.
After start checklist, please.
Stand by.
Normally that wouldn't request the after start checklist, it will need to be the after start check.
We have your attention to the international safety regulations. This aircraft has 6 emergency exits. 2 exits are located in the front, 2 at the wings, and 2 at the back. They are marked with the exit sign. Illuminated escape path markings on the floor lead to these exits.
External power APU.
Seat is equipped with the safety belts. To
Off.
fasten the seat
Main bus tie.
2 ends together. Tighten it by pulling the loose end.
Off.
To
Ice
unfasten
protection.
the seatbelt, lift the upper
Checked
part of
level
the
1.
Checked. Level 1. Rudder travel.
It is sealed and
Full
attached to the
travel.
bag.
Rudder actuator test.
Instructed to do so, take a hold of the bag and take the life vest out. Pull the life vest over
Complete.
your head.
Nose wheel steering.
Fasten the life vest.
On.
Connecting
Auto feather.
Auto feather select.
so the life
Engine
vest
rating.
is properly adjusted. On leaving the aircraft,
85% set.
tighten the life vest
Checked.
into place.
Batteries.
Red tubes are located
Checked.
on both sides,
Flaps.
showing the additional air into the life
15
vest.
set indicating.
15 set and indicating.
Please refer to
Aux
the
standby
safety
P2
instruction
pumps.
card in the seat pocket in
On.
On. Hydraulic pressure quantity.
Checked.
Checked. Hydraulic number 3 in elevator. Checked. Caution warning lights.
Checked.
Flight instruments radios.
Checked.
Checked. Altimeters.
3025.
3, 0, 2, 5. Set and cross-checked. Ice protection test.
Complete.
After start checklist complete.
Right. So we will now request taxi clearance.
Nantucket round, Delta 2216 with hotel, ready to taxi, IFR. Delta 2216, taxi to and hold short of runway 15 via taxiway Foxtrot. Contact tower on 118.3 when ready. Taxi, hold short runway 15 via taxiway Foxtrot, Delta 2216.
15 is a very short runway, which is why I selected 15 degrees, right? It's a runway of 4,500 feet long that is 100 feet wide. So I'll need a maximum flaps and maximum takeoff power. That's why I will not select.
Clear on the left.
And we are clear on the right.
During the taxi, nothing really happens. You would, when I get to the runway, then we'll do the before takeoff checks. The runway is actually right there, so this is actually the holding point for the runway. So I'll now do the before takeoff checks.
The forward takeoff checklist to the line.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure. FA notification received. Takeoff briefing complete. Cabin PA complete. Condition levers. Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, they're securing the cabin.
Max.
Max. Trims.
3 set.
3 set. Takeoff warning test.
Tested.
Flight controls check free. Light taxi.
Flight.
Are you sure? Radar terrain. Radar on both sides. Transponder TCAS on alt. Before takeoff checklist complete to the line.
Nantucket Tower, Delta 2216, ready for IFR departure, runway 15. Delta 2216, cleared for takeoff, runway 15. Cleared for takeoff, runway 15, Delta 2216.
Now that, what I just did there, you would have seen me turn on the takeoff lights,
Approaching.
landing lights, and
1,
the
5.
condition. What is that called? The control lock. He does that, so I've just become so accustomed to using this product that I know that I will have my own preferences, but he does those,
On runway.
those two controls.
1, 5.
Below the line.
off. External lights on. Runway.
Runway and runway heading checked.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Check power.
Are you sure?
You would have expected 85%, but I changed it after, so you probably asked if I was sure.
Check power.
Power checked. 80 knots. V1.
You saw that I had the ability to reject the takeoff. You would have stated reject, and I would have applied the
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
all automatic based on the button control.
Delta 2216, contact gate departure on 126.1. Going to 126.1, Delta 2216.
Acceleration altitude.
Select heading select.
Heading selected.
Flap 0, IS 160 climb checklist to the line.
Climb checklist completed to the line.
Due to my settings, it would have selected 850 after departure, and I'm going to change that. I would like 900 before after departure. So you're not going to hear anything until 10,000. Below the 9 checklist, which is where he turns off the landing lights. feet.
Delta 2216, contact Boston Center on 128.75. 128.75 for Delta 2216. Boston Center, Delta 2216 at 7,600, climbing 8,000. Delta 2216, Boston Center, Roger, altimeter 3013. Delta 2216, contact gate departure on 126.1. Going to 126.1, Delta 2.
Okay, so we're just approaching 10,000, and I will now invite the first officer to do his 10,000 feet check.
Props 900 below the line.
Climb checklist complete.
Turn off the landing lights. I will turn off the seatbelt sign.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your own safety, we instruct you to keep your seatbelt fastened during the entire flight. Please.
Alright, so here you are at cruise. There's nothing much that happens. You just set the cruise power and there's a response. So I can set cruise power now. Right, and that's it.
Set cruise power.
Cruise power set.
But you can't get any better for a product that simulates standard operating procedures and gives you support as much as this product did. FS2 Crew is the only person, developer that does it, and it cannot be beaten. You sit down in your home and you play the simulator, you must have support first officer. So I'll see you for the descent. Alright, so here we are at top of descent, and we have just completed our approach briefing. So I'm now going to descend to our flight path and in the approach, and so at this time we will do the descent checklist.
Descent checklist to the line.
Altimeters.
So the altimeters is set at 2992.
2992. Set and cross-checked. Fuel balance. Check. Pressurization. Set. Cabin PA. Standby. I'll be off 1. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for arrival. Thank you. Cabin PA complete. Fasten belt switch. On. Approach and landing brief.
So I'll do the approach and landing brief for you.
You ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
Okay, we'll be arriving by ATC radar vectors. As for the approach, we can expect the ILS Cat 2. Landing runway conditions wet. Anti-eyes is not required. We will use flap 15 for landing. The bleeds will be off. And for the position height, it's 150 feet. After landing, please turn the APU on and leave the transponder on since this airport uses ATDX. And lastly, it looks like we'll be assigned a gate. The taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. Do you have any questions?
No questions.
Alright, approach brief complete.
Alright.
Complete. Descent checklist completed to the line.
Alright, so below the line would normally be in range, right? So let me show you that PA panel, that flight attendants.
Folks on the flight deck, the captain once again to inform me that we are a few minutes out from our destination, approaching the top of descent. We'll have you on the ground momentarily. I'd like to thank you again for flying with us, hoping you enjoyed the flight and the service on board, and certainly looking forward to having you on board with us again in the near future. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for landing.
Romeo Charlie, contact your departure on 132.25. 132.25. 75 Romeo Charlie.
It has to be selected using the instrument menu. I have not seen how to select it without that. So you see the different messages that you can provide to passengers.
FX on the flight deck, your captain once again. I'd like to inform you that due to outside conditions, we've been instructed by ATC to enter a hold. We'll be up here flying racetracks. We should have you on the ground as soon as we are cleared to do so by ATC. We'll keep you informed. Thank you very much, and we appreciate your patience. Folks on the flight deck, your captain to inform me that due to outside conditions, we've had to conduct a missed approach. We're going to go ahead and fly back around, get back in line, and try another approach. Thanks again for your understanding. We'll have you on the ground shortly. Okay, folks from the flight deck, this is your captain, as I'm sure you're feeling right now. We're going through a little bit of a rough patch of air, a little bit of turbulence, absolutely nothing to worry about. So I do remind you to please keep your seatbelts fastened for your own safety. Thank you very much. It'll be over soon.
Alright, so we are just approaching 10,000 feet, and now is when you do the below the line checks, which is the descent.
Below the line.
Jibwist landing flap. Selected 15 degrees. Fuel transfer. Off. Hydraulic pressure quantity. Check. Caution warning lights. Check. Approach flare lights. On. Ref speed switch. Bugs.
Increase. Set.
Increase. And set. FA notification. Complete. Descent checklist complete.
New York approach Delta 2216 is climbing through 9,300. 10. Delta 2216, New York approach, roger, altimeter 3012.
At this point, we'll be able to set the flaps as required, as the approach briefing is being completed. You can see that in the weather, actually up here has just begun to manifest, so this is like a 400 foot ceiling scatter, 2 mile visibility, so this minimum is like 150 feet for the 1-3 left approach, so I hope that we see the runway by that time. 2 statute miles visibilities should be good. See you on the approach. Alright, so here we are at the beginning of our approach. And I will now invite the first officer to select flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Flaps 5.
Clear to land, runway 13 left, at 101.
We have not been established in our proper approach.
Terrain. Kindly ask you to fasten your seatbelts again and turn off all your electronic equipment.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Clear to land, runway 13 left, Delta 2216.
Flaps 15.
Flaps 15 and the before landing checklist.
Flaps 15. Landing gear.
Down 3 green.
Down 3 green. Condition levers.
Max.
Max. Aux standby PTU pumps. On. Bleeds. Off. Min. FA notification. Complete. Flaps. 1,000 above.
Indicating 15, planned 15.
Before landing checklist complete.
Approaching. 13 left.
Plus 100.
100 above.
Glide slow.
Minimums.
Continue.
100.
Landing.
Check.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
After landing checklist.
Welcome
Okay.
to our final destination. Please remain seated with the seatbelt securely fastened until the aircraft has reached
Contact
its
ground on
parking position and the seatbelt
125.05.
sign has been switched off. Please continue to observe the non-smoking sign.
Excellent support.
On behalf of our airline, we would like to say goodbye to you now. It was a pleasure having you as our guests, and we look forward to
I
welcoming
could not have done
you
that
to our
better.
aircraft
That
again.
entire approach needed to be supported by that first officer who did the extension of the flaps, the gear down, checklist, which is the most horrendous part. Stand by the PTU pumps, all of the
After landing
condition
checklist complete.
levels and everything is. So what do you think? What quality of product is this? I would say this is one of the best.
Activity round Delta 2216. Request taxi to the gate. Delta 2216.
So-
Taxi to gate Foxtrot Niner via taxiway Delta Bravo Alpha November. Taxi to gate Foxtrot Niner using taxiway Delta Bravo Alpha November. Delta 2216.
So the other portion of this experience will be after for the engine shutdown. Alright, so we're back on the taxi to the parking spot here now, and well, Bombardier always recommends that you feather the engine 30 seconds before shutdown.
Kennedy ground
So
105
FS2
with
has
Alpha.
facilitated
Ready to
that,
taxi
so I'm going to invite the first officer now to
Engine number 1, start feather.
Feathering number 1.
Taxiway Delta Alpha Alpha Quebec
Right,
November
so-
Papa Papa Foxtrot. Contact tower
Now this is
on
done,
123.9
all
when ready.
first officer controls of the condition
Taxi
levels
to
are
and hold
done
short runway
independent
13
of
using
your
taxiway Delta Alpha
hardware,
Alpha Quebec
right?
November
So
Papa Papa
my hardware
Foxtrot.
has
105.
set condition levels to max due to my access as Skynet, right? But
Delta 440,
the first officer
taxi to and hold short of
actually
runway
has
13
feathered
using
the
taxiway
first
Alpha
engine.
Alpha Quebec November Papa
And I'll
Papa
show you.
Foxtrot. Contact tower on 123.9
And it remains
when
like
ready.
that. You can look at the, see that it did actually feathered, and the condition levels are
Delta 440.
obviously to my
Kennedy
control.
ground Delta 400
Excuse
with
me.
Alpha, ready to taxi IFR. Delta 400, taxi to and hold short of runway 13 right using taxiway Hotel Alpha Quebec November Papa Papa Foxtrot. Contact tower on 123.9 when ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 13 right via taxiway Hotel Alpha Quebec November Papa Papa Foxtrot. Delta 400. Kennedy ground Delta 439 with Alpha, ready to taxi IFR. Delta 439, taxi to and hold short of runway 13 right using taxiway Hotel Bravo Alpha, Quebec November Papa
So
Papa
now that the
Foxtrot.
engines have been feathered for
Contact
30
tower on
seconds, I can now shut down the
123.9 when
engines.
ready. Taxi to and hold short runway 13 right via taxiway Hotel Bravo Alpha, Quebec November Papa
And the
Papa
first officer
Foxtrot.
automatically goes to parking checks.
Kennedy ground Delta 428 with Alpha, ready to taxi IFR. Delta 428, taxi to and hold short of runway 13 right via taxiway Hotel Bravo Alpha, Quebec November Papa Papa Foxtrot. Contact tower on 123.9 when ready. Taxi hold short runway 13 right via taxiway Hotel Bravo Alpha, Quebec November Papa Papa Foxtrot. Delta 428. Kennedy ground 703 with Alpha, ready to taxi IFR. 703, taxi to and hold short of
Right.
Add the parking checklist to the line.
Taxi light.
Off.
Emergency brake.
Park.
Nose wheel steering.
Off.
Standby PTU pumps.
Off.
Power levers.
Disc.
Condition levers.
Fuel off.
Transponder.
Standby.
Fasten belt switch.
Off.
Bleeds.
Men off.
Parking checklist completed to the line.
Below the line.
External power APU.
Set.
Condition levers.
Fuel off.
Lights.
Set.
Emergency light switch.
Off.
Standby aux main battery master.
Set.
Parking checklist complete.
That is the end of the sequence. You can see that they have opened the door and passengers are now being removed from the aircraft. And there you have it. A very complete, convenient, high quality rendition of the standard operating procedures for the Majestic Q400. As you saw, after landing, the first officer did the after landing checks completely. I did not have to touch the PTU pumps, the condition levels, the lights, the main bus tie, the bleeds, and the air conditioning panel, the lights and the strip lights. I did not have to interfere with any of those things. The control lock, the flaps, nothing. He just does the complete after landing checklist. And as I mentioned, all controls of the condition levels, from setting throttles props to 900 after departure, is done independent of my access control of my hardware. So, this is one of my usual products. I use this all the time, and I'm happy to bring it to you as a review. It's a very, very proud experience of mine to be able to tell you about this product, to be a main advertiser of it. So thank you for enjoying my review. It gets a full 5 out of 5. Not 4, not 4.5, not 4.85. And it is, once you have the Majestic dash it, you have to get this product. There's no choice. You cannot fly an excellent product with the Majestic dash it by itself. You must have a flight crew. Alright, so thank you for watching my review.